A little bit of a Dubai UAE update for you. Yesterday, I was speaking to a very old friend of mine, very, very old. I've known this guy for literally, I think, 20 plus years. So we were talking, and obviously, I asked him, how is UAE? How is the market? What's going on? And these are some of the interesting bits which he shared with me. The first thing which was shocking was he told me, Loy, I asked him, does inflation actually hitting you, or have things become expensive? No sooner did I say that, he was, oh my goodness. He was like, Loy, before, to fill up my small car, I think he has a Nissan Tida. He's saying my Nissan Tida, I could fill it up for around 90 dirhams, up and down 90 dirhams. He's saying now it's 240. I when he said that, I was like, are you serious? Like, I obviously you feel people exaggerate, but in his case, he's not one of those people who exaggerate. Saying, no man, before it was 90 dirhams, now it's 240. He's saying almost 3 times the cost. And then he has another car which is a 4-wheel drive. Before, when he was working as a senior manager for a very senior post, you could say mainly at a director level, his 4-wheel drive, he used to pay 350 bucks to fill up the full thing, and he didn't have a problem. Like how he told me, well, I used to just drive to the petrol station, fill it up. That's it. I didn't give a damn. Whatever the money, just pay it. But now, when I go there, I tell him just fill for 200 bucks. I then asked him, like, what about the cost of goods and services? He's saying, before at least I could see some savings. He's saying now we hardly find ourselves saving anything. So he's saying we had to make some major changes with our lives. One of the big changes that he made is his big expenses. Like he was staying in a 3-bedroom, before he was staying in a villa. Then after that he came down to a 3-bedroom hall. Then obviously now his children are going to go abroad very soon. So he said, we'll just focus on maybe having a 1-bedroom hall, simple. So from a villa, came down to 3-bedroom. Obviously that time children were there, and now he's coming to a 1-bedroom. So he's saying, Loy, I need to cut down, and the major thing I can cut down is this. Okay. Then obviously my next point was, what about things that you're buying from outside? He's saying, okay, I'll give you a simple example. He's saying, whenever I go from home to meet clients, there's a small cafeteria shop where I used to buy my special coffee. He's saying my special coffee used to cost me 3 dirhams. Okay, just 3. Today it's costing me around 8.5. 8 dirhams 50 fils, nearly 3 times. And when that guy increased, he said, sir, what can I do? The plastic cups price has increased. Commodities like sugar, gas, electricity has increased. Then even the rent. Now the rent has picked up again. Before COVID, they were saying, no, don't worry, you stay here. So we renewed the contract, and now we have been informed that the price is going to increase. And they don't mind us leaving because now there is demand. So he said rent prices have also gone up. So just imagine 1 cup of coffee for him. Now, obviously, yeah, it sounds a little silly. What's the big deal but a cup of coffee? But when you factor in other things, let's say your whole budget for your whole grocery shopping was 1,000 bucks. Now all of a sudden it's become 3,000. So doesn't that matter? See, if your purchasing power, let's say you have been earning 10,000, okay, and your expenses were 5,000, and you would save 5,000 to buy whatever you like. Okay, let's assume that you wanted to buy, I'm just saying, let's assume you wanted to buy a computer. I'm just giving roughly. Okay, say before you're earning 10,000, 5,000 are going for all your expense, 5,000 was a saving. So the cost of the computer was 50,000. So after 10 months, you could have bought it. Okay? But now let's assume the prices have gone so high that from 5,000 your expense, it's come to 9,000. Now you save only 1,000. So before, where you could buy your computer of 50,000 within 10 months, now because you're saving only 1,000, it'll take you 50 months. Isn't that a big thing? See, when you calculate numbers this way, no, then you realize how, cost of living, inflation, reduced purchasing power impacts you. And then obviously I asked him about what about the job market, or what about people you're hiring, because he hires people. He said, he said this, which was really very powerful. He said, Loy, for 2.5 years, I was only sitting at home. I was only paying my bills. 2.5 years. I was only doing that. Paying my bills, sitting at home. Paying my bills, sitting at home. There was no business. There was nothing. We couldn't go out. And even if we wanted to do anything with the customers, there were no projects. There was nothing happening. 2.5 years, Loy, I only spent my money. I was not on a holiday, not having a honeymoon. I was not enjoying myself. Just living within our means for 2.5 years. Living in a country where we wanted to earn money. So 2.5 years, I lost all the savings of 2.5 years. Now when the market has opened up, you're saying it has not opened up like a miracle. You're saying the market just opened up with COVID. Now you have Omicron or some other new monkeypox, and you're saying we have got fed up of that. Yes, when you're walking, people don't wear masks. Obviously, in some malls, it's mandatory. You're saying, but when you thought that problem was over, then came Ukraine and Russia. Then came, now they're having this China and USA. They're saying one by one, where one problem finishes off, another problem starts. He's saying now the petrol is proving to be a major issue. Gas is proving to be a major issue. Inflation is going up. Recession is hitting. Cost of living is. How do we survive? For a man who has a family, imagine he's not a guy who lives hand to mouth. He's earning substantially a good amount. But if he is finding it difficult, then what about people who live hand to mouth? So obviously the last part of the conversation that I focused on or asked him was, what about people you're hiring? He's saying, the word he used was kantal. Kantal means like yuck. He's saying, before at least I would get some good people with some talent. He's saying, but now the people with talent are asking the sun, moon and stars, because they know that inflation has hit and obviously they need to ask more money. And he's saying the other people who are useless, they're saying, oh, Dubai standards, I have to ask you more. So now I have a choice between, should I get a really good talented guy, one, or should I get 3-4 idiots? So he's saying, and you ask the idiots, whether online or offline, they'll say, yeah, take the really good guy. What if the really good guy has his ignorance, arrogance, pride, and what if he works only for 1 year and resigns? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. What if I train him, explain to him the company policies, introduce him to the clients, vendors, everyone, and then he starts hunting for another job, and as soon as he gets 20-30% higher, he takes all the stuff that I taught him and he goes to somebody else. I have to restart all over again. He's saying the problem is there is no loyalty that will work for you for long run, and I understand. He's saying he doesn't owe me anything. So then I've left with no choice but to take the guys who are asking for lower. But then the difficulty over there is, then I have to spend time and train them, mentor them, teach them, and there, instead of spending few months with that guy who charges me a bomb, I'm spending 2-3 years to train these idiots, and by the time they will also leave. And this is a guy who treats people well, he pays them salaries on time. He may not be a sweet talker, but he really has guided and coached many people, and I know it. He's not a full-time coach or anything. But in his company, he really takes care of people. He's paid salary. Even during COVID, he paid salaries. Obviously, he couldn't sustain for too long, so he had to let go of many staff. And then finally, I did ask him, what about, do you have any friends or anyone in Fujairah with all that? He's saying it is completely destroyed. Completely. They built all the roads and infrastructure on sand. And now, obviously, when water sweeps with such force, it just erodes all the sand easily. And when you have a solid foundation, but on loose gravel sand, it sweeps away everything. He's saying mountains have crumbled and roads are destroyed. He's saying the whole place smells of sewage. In fact, one Emirati guy also confirmed the same. I had an Emirati guy whose friends are there. He's saying it is completely destroyed. He's saying it's smelling of sewage like rotten. Like nobody can stay there. And there are still people who have their belongings and their stuff and their money and raw material. And the sad part is so many people who are selling things where electronics or anything and water comes, it's destroyed. He's saying some people have lost millions. Not Emiratis only. He's saying, sorry, not only expats, Emiratis as well. They have lost millions. Imagine you decorate your house, your television, video, your living room, everything. And it's built on a low plane. Finished, gone. Now what do? You have to start all over again. It's like a fire destroyed everything. He's saying people are depressed and they are scared and they are afraid, and with all this that is happening. And I told him, see, this is the problem. You're praying for cloud seeding, praying for rain and putting cloud seeding. Yeah, you went a step too far. Now, permanent cloud seeding for a desert that is not supposed to have this, because it cannot handle the drainage. There's no drainage system in a place where there's a desert. Why would they have a drainage system? In fact, if you look at India, it has drainage system, but still gets flooded, man. Because of the overflowing of the rivers and tributaries. And so overall, see, it's not that I'm trying to portray a sad and negative picture, but these are the challenges. Like he told me, see, Loy, whether it's India, whether Pakistan, whether Philippines, whether anywhere, this problem is everywhere. And okay, I'm earning in hundreds of thousands, but someone who's earning 2,000 also has to survive. See, end of the day, he's saying, it's what, like what you're doing. You market, you sell yourself, and you try to get the best deal possible. Otherwise, you just stay happy with the less that you have and you live hand to mouth. You're saying, I, for one, I don't want to live hand to mouth. I want my family to enjoy the best there is. Per hour, I have to earn the maximum, because per hour the cost has gone up. Saying that's the only solution. What else there is? And he was absolutely right. Anyway, this is what he communicated about UAE, what is happening. So, you tell me, let me know your thoughts. Because remember, if petrol, the cost increases, transportation price increases, then goods and services that go through, the raw materials that go through all this petrol and everything, all the price increases, right? And when the cost goes up, and including rent, these landlords, why are they barking? Hey! See, and the landlord, when the landlords, they keep getting greedy. And they keep increasing the rent, and rent takes up 50-60% of your earnings. What are you left with, man? Oh, anyway, remember, the only solution to this is not just squeezing and maintaining costs. Focus on earning more. I've always told you, you can live your life being defensive, focusing on saving every penny. Oh, coffee 12, I'll take coffee $5, or I'll take coffee $1. Where do you stop? Stop being like that. Earn more, generate more, save more. I know it's easy. I know it's damn easy for me to talk. But you tell me, what other solution you have? Live sheepishly for the rest of your life? You have to fight it out. Because end of the day, rich people who are rich will keep getting richer. People like you and me, end of the day, we have to suffer and struggle. What else can we do? Anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly. Okay. And I hope you guys are managing. End of the day, remember, earn more money per hour. That's the only solution you have. This is not the solution. You guys take care. It's me signing off. Doggy? Are you barking? Are you barking? Bobo. Okay, you guys take care. Done.